help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback helps make the content better. The amber light spilling from the bar's pendant lamps fractured across the rim of my glass, scattering into tiny suns that mocked me with their brilliance. Each reflection was a reminder of the one promise I thought Sarah and I still kept: loyalty. I'd been watching her for exactly 23 minutes, counting each second by the lazy tick of the clock hanging behind the bartender. Effortless, melodic laugh that used to belong to me, now shared with a table full of strangers. Her hand brushed the sleeve of a man whose wedding ring flashed under the lights. Like a challenge, my heart pounded to the rhythm of the bass vibrating through the floorboards. A dull, unrelenting thud, whispering the same cruel truth. This is real. This is your wife. We had come here to the brass rail to celebrate my promotion, 18 months of late nights, missed dinners, and promises that we'd make up for it later. She had kissed me in the parking lot earlier, her lips cool with peppermint, gum and warm with plans. On a napkin, we'd scribbled ideas for our future. A new house, maybe a dog, dreams that had seemed safe and ordinary enough to believe in. Let's get sloppy tonight, she'd whispered with that reckless grin I'd fallen for years ago. And I believed her, like I always did. But now she was leaning forward at that table, her red dress slipping higher as she laughed. While a man named Derek, an accountant, with a body like a linebacker in a ring, he clearly forgot to respect her, filled her glass. His friends, two smug finance types, and a woman whose laughter sounded like breaking glass, circled Sarah in a way that felt rehearsed. I sat alone in our booth. It's the same one that still held the faint warmth of her body from an hour earlier. Could see the dent where she'd sat, the ghost of her presence taunting me. I told myself she was just being herself, Sarah, the comet that refused to be caught. She didn't flirt to betray. She flirted to feel alive. But tonight, that familiar shimmer felt cruel. Derek's hand rested on her lower back, his thumb tracing the zipper of her dress like a man who'd been there before. She didn't pull away. The lights danced along her spine, and I could almost hear the universe laughing. Then my phone buzzed. A text from her, sent 4 minutes ago. Having fun. Don't wait up, the emoji twisted something inside me. The bartender, his name tag read. Rico in cursive slid a whiskey in front of me without a word. On the house, he muttered, nodding toward Sarah's table. Looks like you could use it, amigo. His sympathy burned worse than the alcohol. I could have stormed over, made a scene, demanded to know when harmless teasing had turned into public humiliation. But I didn't move, because to confront her would mean admitting what I already knew. The cracks weren't cracks anymore. They were canyons. I wasn't ready to face how far we'd fallen. That's when I noticed her. A woman sitting at the far end of the bar. Dark hair, angular face, calm in a way that drew attention without asking for it. She ordered mezcal neat and stared into it like it held memories instead of liquid. There was something familiar about her posture, that quiet ache, the mixture of defiance and exhaustion. I recognized it instantly because I'd been wearing it for months. I stood, not sure if it was the alcohol or instinct, and told myself I just needed air. Lies. I walked toward her anyway. Mind if I steal this seat? My voice came out rougher than I meant. She looked up, her green eyes sharp but not unfriendly. A faint scar crossed her left eyebrow like a lightning bolt carved from some old story. Seats are public property, she said, her lips curving slightly. But conversation, that'll cost you. I managed a dry laugh. What's the price? Honesty, she said. No pickup lines, no fake bios. Just the truth. The jukebox switched to a slow, aching song. Ryan Adams crooning about bridges and fire. I'm watching my marriage fall apart in real time, I said finally, and I don't have the guts to stop it. The confession hung between us like smoke. Her name was Lena. She'd driven from Tucson that morning after burying her father, the man who taught her to fix engines and distrust charm. She ordered another round and pushed the peanuts toward me like an offering. We talked about small, brutal things, about how grief doesn't disappear, it just moves houses, about how love turns to routine if you stop choosing it every day. Didn't ask why Sarah was with another man. She didn't have to. The silence between us already understood too much. By the time the third glass was empty, I felt the room tilt. Then, at the edge of my vision, I saw her Sarah standing under the flickering Budweiser clock. Her arms were folded, her lipstick, a sharp shade of red that matched the exit sign glowing behind her. Derek stood close, too close, his hand on her elbow like he owned it. Her eyes locked on Lena, then dropped to where my hand rested on the bar, inches from Lena's. Something shifted across her face, not anger, not jealousy, something colder. Recognition, maybe. The realization that she wasn't the only one capable of crossing lines. She started walking toward us. Each step heavy with accusation. Lena tensed but didn't move her hand. Really, David? Sarah's voice sliced through the music, brittle and bright. This is what you do the second I turn my back. I met her eyes, steady for the first time in months. You turned your back an hour ago, I said. Just finally stop pretending not to see it. Derek puffed his chest, reeking of cologne and misplaced heroics. Hey man, maybe take this outside. Stay out of it, Lena and I said together. The unplanned unison silenced the space between us, and for the first time, that night, I realized the bridge had already burned. I just wasn't afraid to watch it collapse anymore.